The most recent round of the SRT Viper Cup was held at Grand Old Virginia International Raceway, round 6. A great field, a great track premise, great racing. The story here with the celebrity drivers, 2 outright pros, Shane Lewis and Tommy Kendall. But amongst them was Jim Booth, chasing the yellow Pennzoil Ultra Viper of Kendall into wheel-dropping moments like that. And when it came time to step onto the podium at the end of the race, Booth split the 2 legendary road racers with a brilliant second-place run. A fabulous weekend of racing by Booth, by everyone, but that was VIR. Now we move on to round 7, presented by Pennzoil Ultra. This is the SRT Viper Cup. And at the end of that 6th round of racing at Virginia International Raceway, Ben Keating and Jim Booth 1-2 in the points. Louis-Philippe Montour moving in just a little bit, but there's by no means security for Keating with 4 races yet to go in the championship. Today for round 7, we move to a brand new venue, Monticello Motor Club. More on that in a moment. Ben Keating, though, gets his 3rd pole. Jim Booth starts alongside. What a great qualifying run for Jim in that McDonald's Viper. Ralph Gilles will start inside of the 2nd row in 3rd. Peter Clute, one of our celebrity drivers, a Canadian TV personality, starts 4th. The veteran Kurt Solberger will start in the 5th spot inside row 3, joined by the shoo-in for Rookie of the Year, young Louis-Philippe Montour. Then it's a legend in road racing, another celebrity driver, Elliot Forbes Robinson, joined by Dave Mazik in the number 3 Viper. Next up, it is going to be the number 26 of Marc Montour, and that completes our field. There they are, sitting on the starting grid. Tom Drewer joining me. I'm Greg Creamer, and Tom will be providing the analysis for this call this weekend. And we're looking forward to the start. As always, that green flag signals the grid is clear. When those red wheeling lights go out, we go racing. We are ready to go at Monticello Motor Club. Keating a good start, but a huge start. Whoa, the veteran Kurt Solberger got a brilliant launch and looks like he has slotted into 3rd. Tom, there's a good reason as well they're starting on this back straight.
All sorts of undulation here at Monticello Motor Club. Anywhere else on the circuit, and they'd be rolling before the start.
And it also gave them a little bit of room down into this very complex first chicane sequence, but they thought maybe it'd let them sort of settle out a little bit. Not the case. Everybody being very aggressive on board with Louis-Philippe Montour, as he's really didn't have the qualifying that you would have expected from him based on his form earlier in the season.
Yeah, a bit of a disappointing run for Dave Mazik too. Those guys, along with Booth, all fighting for 2nd in the championship.
Yeah, it is a great run. Keating looks to be fairly covered at this point, but it, as I said, absolutely not secure. We hop on board with Ralph Gilles in 4th spot right now in that SRT Motorsports Viper. That is Kurt Solberger up in front of him. Got the great start. As we said, Solberger qualified 5th, leapt to 3rd, but now he has got nothing but red snake in his mirrors, and we'll see how he's able to deal with that. This track, as you can see right there, Gilles took a little bit of a look. This track is busy, it's technical, and there's not a lot of runoff.
Not at all. About as much runoff as a street circuit. But look, it's set in the countryside.
And you can see that's just absolutely a phenomenal look to the place, manicured beautifully, and a challenging track as well. 450 feet of elevation change, but it doesn't happen all at once like it does at some tracks. It's up and down and all over, and it produces moments like this. This is that tight turn 1-2 complex, and now there's a little bit of a kink coming up. This track offers a little bit of everything.
It sorts the men from the boys, certainly. And look, Gilles having a look down the inside at Solberger again.
I think that was all prompted. Coming out of turn 2, a little wiggle there by Solberger, killed his exit speed, and there he came. Now we hop on board, sitting in 5th. Very impressive run. As I said, one of our celebrity drivers. He is a Canadian TV personality, worked on Dream Car Garage for many years, and shown himself to be a pretty good shoe behind the wheel here, sitting in 5th, racing with a couple of very talented drivers and staying right with this group. And the problem for these guys, Tom, is that while they're duking it out here, the guys up front, Keating and Booth, getting away.
Absolutely. You know, it's so hard to get a clean run around here, and with someone else in front makes it just that much harder.
And that was that key corner onto this long back straight, has a kink in it that you just have to go right there, flat chat through, and then up into a climbing approach into the chicane. And again, Gilles looking to the inside on Solberger. They are side by side. Gilles stuffs it down the inside. Can he get it woed down? He does. Beautiful move by Ralph Gilles. And I think some smart driving by Solberger as well to go, nah, I was had. But even so, Tom, it looked like it rattled his momentum a little bit, and Clute is through.
Absolutely. Once you get off pace and offline, you're out of it for a while. Whoa, and speaking of offline, Greg.
On board with Louis-Philippe Montour, and he just got a face full of dirt, and I think that was from Solberger. And sometimes when you get moved out of the way on a pass like that, it just gets your momentum off, it gets your rhythm off, and suddenly you're dropping tires and the like until you can get it sorted out.
But look here, he might get a run down into the inside. Yes, LP through.
Oh, what a pass by Louis-Philippe Montour. Again, we talked about not the qualifying we would have expected, but it looks like as this race is unfolding, he's really starting to find his form.
Yeah, he's really got into a good rhythm around this circuit.
Well, he's got the target there, doesn't he? That big white wing on the back of that white Viper of Peter Kloot. And so LP just needs to start referencing a little bit of target fixation won't hurt. Meanwhile, Ben Keating continues to stretch that margin, that ViperExchange.com machine, in the hunt for a 5th win this year. Boy, he has been remarkable with his career, and he leads it now. Jim Booth, another great weekend. Early on here, 2nd place, Ralph Gilles 3rd, Peter Kloot 4th, and LP sits at 5th. And Solberger, Mazig, EFR, and Mark Montour. Monticello Motor Club. It's not just the track itself, it's the entire facility that is amazing. We're back for the 7th round of the SRT Viper Cup, presented by Pennzoil Ultra. The clubhouse there, Tom, absolutely spectacular, isn't it?
It is. A matter of fact, Jim Booth, coming towards us now, considers it the Ritz-Carlton of racetracks.
And having a great run as well, sitting in 2nd. And he's starting to get some heat, though. Coming after him is Ralph Gilles, putting some pressure on. Keating continues to lead, sitting on board right now with Jim, and you don't even see Ben in the shot at this point. There you see him as he's just starting to make the approach up into that blind run into the chicane, but Gilles definitely closing in and is going to make this interesting. Meanwhile, look at the Elliott Forbes Robinson starting to put some pressure on as well, trying to move up around Dave Mazig as EFR trying to come to grips. Never been here before, never has driven this car here before, no real track time here, so started really at the back of the pack and really has been able to start to find his way more than anything during the race itself. And of course, he is one of the 2 celebrity drivers as we hop on board with EFR, sitting in the 8th spot right now. And boy, what a great story this is to have him. And of course, the other celebrity driver, Peter Kloot, on board as well for this one. And these two, they've been having a fun, friendly rivalry, as you often see with the celebrity drivers that come in and do this. There's Keating having the run, but we thought we'd ask these 2 celebrities, one a true celebrity and one a racing legend, what they thought about this track.
We don't know who's going to. He out-qualified me today, so we're going to see if I can catch up with him during the race.
The track is very challenging. You have some, very fast areas. There's kind of a kink that's reminiscent of Road America, where you're puckered up if you're going to take it flat, and then it's got some real technical, long sort of carousel sweeping corners that you have to be really patient with.
Because we have to stop a 3,000-pound car from a very high rate of speed to a 2nd-gear corner, and it's very tough on them here. And the track demands a lot from the car.
It's a good combination of some fast, some slow, some technical, and it's a long track. It's an interesting track. And I'll tell you, the Viper is just a ton of fun. It's a great track, and it's a great opportunity.
And to get a chance to get into a good car, come out to a racetrack and spend the day, I can't imagine anything else I'd want to do.
I'm not sure he's ever going to stop. He is just a remarkable story, and I don't know anybody who was younger, truly younger than EFR. It's just amazing. But Tom, he brought up a really good point as we're watching this great battle. You've got a lot of straight sections on this track, a lot of high speed and in tight corners. This track is hard on gearbox, it's hard on brakes, it's hard on tires, isn't it?
Really hard on the cars, and I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some misshifts or anything like that, because really difficult for these drivers as they come down through the gears from 6th down into 2nd for that hairpin.
Boy, and you can see right there, Booth getting that car just a little squirrely, carried a lot of speed in, and then it skated on him on the exit, and that's going to have Ralph Gilles thinking, where can I make a move now? Obviously, he sees me, I'm annoying him just a little bit, I'm rattling him, now I've got to make a move, but look at this, speaking of moves, big move down to the inside, great drive by the number 53 of Peter Kloot. Don't think Gilles was expecting that at all. Now they're side by side into a busy section of track, and LP Montour, we hop on board. Did they just kiss? I think that was as close as it gets if they didn't.
I think they did more than kiss, but as they say, rubbing's racing.
That was pretty intense, and here we go. LP down to the inside, and once again, Clute getting up behind Gilles, messing up that momentum, and LP just jumped on the opportunity. That's what you got to do.
Yes, a perfect pass there for LP, now on board with Ralph Gilles.
And he, again, just trying to follow those lines. He knows already that there's a couple of spots. He was able to rattle him. Oh, and he tried it there, and he got into the back of Booth. And it looked like it may have been a little bit optimistic. Right as he committed to an opportunity, the door closed and he couldn't get out of it. And Booth now able to continue first. Ralph Gilles now gets that Viper moving, but the problem is, Tom, a lot of cars have been streaming past them at this point. They're losing positions. But let's take a look at what happened. Looks like maybe just a little too optimistic.
By the looks of it, Greg, he's already committed to going down the inside, and it just all goes wrong. A little bit of damage to Booth's car. That's a bit of a shame.
Yeah, both able to continue at least. That's the good news for Ben Keating. He doesn't have that pack behind him, and he's got that lead. But now LP Montour sits second and looks to be closing. Peter Clute impressively sits third. Mazig in fourth, and up to fifth, Elliott Forbes Robinson. Round 7 of the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra continues here at beautiful Monticello Motor Club, Monticello, New York. It's about 100 miles north and a little bit west of New York City. But I'll tell you what, it is a fabulously beautiful facility, and Ben Keating having one of those fabulous days he puts together with a strong lead at this point. And it's kind of nice, you get out in a lead like this, you can start to manage things a little bit. But for Dave Mazig, with that yellow Pennzoil Ultra Viper of Elliott Forbes Robinson behind him, there's no managing, it's surviving.
Yes, Dave will really be under pressure here. He's got one of the greats behind him. What an amazing opportunity for the SRT Viper Cup field to be up against someone like EFR.
Absolutely, and to get the feedback that EFR can offer with all those years of experience and the like, and he's one of the most approachable guys you can ever imagine. But when he puts that helmet on and he gets into a race like this, the man's nasty. It's the only way to put it. And he's taking a look right here at Mazig. Mazig thought about shutting the door, and EFR, I think, thought that was going to happen, Tom, and maybe breathed out of it a bit.
But he's an experienced racer, and he'll be right on him again coming up to the back straight.
Without a doubt, there is no give in to EFR when he's in chase mode like this. And Mazig just seeing a lot of yellow in those mirrors right now. And every time he looks, EFR's on one side and the other, just hounding. That's what you need to do.
Isn't it amazing? He's driven everything under the sun. He jumps into this car with little to no experience in a big, heavy Viper, and he's right on it, pressuring Mazig, who's been driving the whole season.
Absolutely. EFR, and he's also, as we've said, just a delight. And now he is just trying to pick up another spot as he's working through the field, or trying to come up through it right now. And through this very serpentine section, Mazig dropping a wheel, and Mazig, that killed his momentum completely. EFR through.
I think he must have missed a gear, as we said before. Lots of down changes here, and that second to third change always critical.
Well, let's take a look at it. On board with him right here.
I think he's just worrying about his mirrors too much, feeling the pressure, and he's pulled the wrong gear.
Well, you can hear him lugging badly, and EFR jumped on that opportunity. Now, you can't have this kind of close racing without the right rules, and the SCCA handles that. We talked to them about that earlier.
SRT goes through great pains in certifying that the engines are all the same horsepower and everything is equal on all these cars. They put electronic sensors and chips on the seal the engines, transmissions, and axles, so everything stays fair. And what I do is confirm that all the parts on the car are good and kind of govern the gray rules of the rule book. So you can do suspension setup. There's 3 different sets of springs that you can run. Shocks are adjustable. Wing angles are adjustable. And that's really about it.
And such limited changes, that's what makes spec racing so great.
And you know what? Those guys aren't always the most popular guys in the paddock, but there's no doubt for fair and close competition, they are some of the most important, to be sure. And you can just take a look at the results here. Just some incredibly strong racing here that we see. Oh, and Mazig again. Boy, I don't know. Now, maybe he's having a gearbox problem of some sort. We talked about how brutal this track can be on it, and he's just having people drive by him at this point.
It does look like he's back under power, though. Meanwhile, Gilles hunting down Booth.
Yeah, he has run him down once again, and has closed that margin up. Well, you can see that blind approach into that chicane, and you're just really committing into that corner, aren't you? Just based on confidence. Here's the way that I think that road goes.
You can't see anything leading up to the corner. The first you know of it is when you hit the curbs.
And right now, Booth sitting right there in that 6th spot after that off and that contact, just trying to fight his way back up through the pack, and has closed in on the back of Mark Montour at this point. And Montour looking in his mirrors, and you're going to see that McDonald's Viper. And Booth, we know he's got great pace, so now Montour is in survival mode, and boy, he got in there hot.
It's so easy to overstep the mark on that corner. You get out too wide into the marbles, and you lose all momentum, and Booth through easily.
Yep, he made that one work. Now Montour is immediately going to feel the heat from Ralph Gilles, who's trying to make his way back up as well. Behind Gilles, you see that Viper in the back, white with the black and red. That is Mazik trying to come through. It looks like Gilles may have had the better run out of the corner. The question is, they're side by side. Is he going to make it through? Boy, they are as even as they can get it. Gilles just out-deeps him a little bit, but now he's got to get it woed down. Nice job making that stick, and now all over the back of Booth.
It's amazing the speed he carried through there. He might just consider using that line every time.
Well, he's in attack mode as well, but up front, Keating continues to lead over LP Montour. Peter Kloot would complete the podium right now, then EFR, but Jim Booth under serious attack for 5th. You know, it's not just the prestige of a win in the SRT Viper Cup presented by Pennzoil Ultra, it's that hardware that these guys are going for. That is one nice trophy, and they want to have that on top of the mantle when they get back to the race shop. And right now, Ben Keating looks like he might just be adding his 5th one of the season to that mantle, as he's got himself a very strong lead at this stage. This guy, his career in the Viper Cup has been exceptional, and he just gets better.
Absolutely, but if you look closely, I think you can see LP closing in. What a turnaround. He's lapping faster than Keating, and imagine what it'd been like if he'd qualified in that position.
Well, that's a very good point. Meanwhile, here's Booth still trying to survive the onslaught from Ralph Gilles at this stage. Gilles all over Booth once again. Oh, this is so close. And up front, just a note here, Keating now maybe the master, LP the student, and he is referencing him and able to make the move. But boy, this battle is compelling.
Well, and they've just got through that corner they had all those problems with before.
Well, they've survived that, but there's a lot of lap yet to go as we hop on board with Jim. But you can see that rearview mirror shot. There is Gilles. It's that close.
And just look at those cars, all that load going through the right-hand front wheel on that corner. And now it will be the left-hand front wheel as they come into the next turn.
Obviously, that just puts heat through those tires. Thank goodness they're Michelins that can hang on to that heat, take that transition, and then be able to survive that deep, hard braking in so many spots. And Ralph Gilles is giving it everything he's got, but Booth is just driving beautifully.
He's just hanging on to that thing, dropping a wheel off the final corner there onto the main straight. And Keating now coming in through those high-speed S's into the hairpin for the final time. Montour getting even closer.
Boy, this is a great battle. Keating even missing the apex just a little bit there. Maybe watching those mirrors with this young man coming after him. Not much of this lap yet to go. And Keating is now, I think he thought, well, I've got another win in hand. Now he is trying to hang on.
It all comes down to mental preparation now. He's got to keep it together. Only 2 more corners, but they're big corners. Really heavy braking through here. He's just got to keep it tidy and get on the power well. Oh, and he looks a little wide through the final corner.
Oh, he was a little wide, and Montour gets to the throttle nicely, but they're onto the straight. Keating, though, has enough in hand. Actually got a decent drive off the corner. He hangs on for the win, and Montour comes by, and boy, did he put up a lap on that one. Peter Kloot for 3rd. Amazing run by this celebrity driver, this TV personality, showing that he knows what he talks about when he talks race cars. And here is this battle. Booth still there. Let's see if he can hang on to it as they accelerate onto the front straight. This is what it's all about. There is EFR picking up 4th, and Booth just hanging on, Tom.
And how amazing was that? LP Montour, the fastest lap of the race, that last lap, a 2:23.3.
Amazing run, and you can see now why he closed up to just literally a tick over a second. What a great drive as he comes through. Now let's take a look at the point standings after the 7th round. Keating stretching it out, but LP Montour closing on Booth in that battle for second. Behind them, even closer.
Kurt Solberger only a point now away from Dave Mazak.
That is unbelievable after this many rounds have unfolded. But right now, we've got some business to take care of. For the 5th time this year, this man, Ben Keating, is in victory circle. He's with Kuno.
Thanks, Greg. Thanks for that. I'm down here with Ben Keating, our winner. Ben, how did it go out there?
It went great. It was. I got a great start, and as usual, the guys at ViperExchange.com hooked me up with a great car, and I got a great start. Luckily for me, the guys in 2nd and 3rd were having a pretty good battle out there, which let me get out to a pretty good lead. And then it was just a matter of keeping the car underneath me and managing the gap. So I think I gave up several seconds to LP in the end, and who knows, a couple more laps, it may have been interesting.
Very nice. Well, congratulations. You extend your championship lead again. Well done.
Well, and here's the guy Ben was talking about, LP Montour, a brilliant charge at the end of this one. You know, LP's native language is French. He's from Quebec, but so is Kuno Whitmer. His French is pretty good too.
LP, quelle belle course. Parle-nous un peu de la course.
Wow, super de belle course. Départ un peu tricky. J'ai pas trop compris. Terry a fait le 1 minute. Les lumières ont éteint tout de suite après. Instantané. Tout le monde est parti. Ça a été micmac un peu. Je regagnais de plus en plus sur les véhicules. J'ai appris beaucoup de cette course-là. C'était excellent. Je pense que toutes les chances étaient égales parce que tout le monde, c'était pour la première fois ici. Fait que je trouve ça extraordinaire comme course. Puis on va y aller pour le championnat et demain, on va essayer la première place. Peu à peu, ViperExchange.com. So, j'espère un jour.
Félicitations. Très belle job. Merci beaucoup.
And merci Kuno. Now, we take a look at the victory celebrations. What a great race this was. But Tom, the next race, right back here at this magnificent facility. And now for these drivers, it's not a new circuit. What can we expect?
Even more action, closer racing, and I think just a few less mistakes.
Well, newfound familiarity can breed either aggression or patience. We'll see how that plays out. Either way, it is going to be exciting. And for more information on this great championship, you can find us on Facebook at SRT Viper or online at drivesrt.com. We're thrilled we're able to come here to Monticello Motor Club for the 7th round of the championship. We get to come back for round 8. Please join us. For Tom Drewer, I'm Greg Kramer. Until next time, take care, everybody.